It looks like everyone in the league bubble eventually ends up as a drama YouTuber. Yes, we are talking about this, and not just this, but this and this. Even though after the change in their revenue tactics, including several skins that cost around the monthly rent of a student apartment, Riot Games stated last year that their course of action would not impact the average player. But here we are, 1 year later, with next to no way to earn things in game. Now that the game modes crisis is about to subside, they are clearly steering the ship into a swamp of revenue problems by losing the trust of their player base. If you think the content of this video is worth to be discussed or could help to improve the situation, please share the video on X on Reddit, send it to YouTubers to react to. So normally I do art for champion reworks, covered the topic of design around League and create some new champions, even though there is a point to be made that a lot of the topics I tackle are motivated by Riot's missteps, reworks by the failure in upkeeping the game, new champions because some of the recent champions just felt out of place in this world, phase videos because of the very generic phases that are the default for League, while their brother game Valorant and personal series Arcane actually have great variants in their design. But as always, bringing attention to a problem is important, and the situation at Riot Games has developed to such a bizarre state that it's time to stop. This is why I created a plan to improve a League of Legends approach to monetization. Stories that get accompanied by great skins, immersive experiences, high quality content. Don't get me wrong, in terms of gameplay, Riot finally made some great first 2 steps toward a new and great future, but the vast amount of layoffs in combination with a lot of projects on ice, like champion updates a la Wukong or Talia, dropping skin quality with even legendaries recycling animations, reduced amount of value through passes, reduced amount of goods through watching esports, making it harder to unlock chests due to champion progression changes, implementing predatory gacha mechanics, and on top of that, without an overarching pity system. And then a week back, League ended up with no hextechchests. So, to draw a line, right now, gameplay is improving, but the meta systems and the monetary systems suck. Which leads us to point number 1, variance. What Riot will not understand is League of Legends has for the longest time been operating the same old system. Sell skins, finance the game. But there's a crucial crux to that system. You can only have a limited amount of skins until you are satisfied. That does not count for everyone, of course, but for the vast amount of players it does. Once you feel satisfied with your collection, it really needs good quality and innovation to bring back customers. The need to buy a new skin for a champion of which you already have some subsides, if the new one is not very good in quality and storytelling. Additionally, Riot for the longest time pushed their players to favor one role, to play exclusively a certain group of champions. These become your mains, and once you are happy with them, you're good. If you have your impulse controller well oiled, you don't spend $200 to $500 on a gacha skin. This, by the way, is a good reason to have other game modes, so that players are not constantly stuck with their main role. So, good on Riot for pushing Arena, Swift Play and more modes. But still, what has to be done except returning to high quality skins, for which you need new artists, or old artists for that matter. What surprises me is that not more people are actually pointing out the following. A game of Summoner's Rift has a ton of assets. Monsters, lanes, towers, the base, epic monsters, alcoves, the river, the shop. You feel like a real Noxian. Get your Noxus turret pack. But you want to spice it up? Combine packs and choose what to include from different packs. Make the blue side Demacian. Get your monsters from the Yordle pack, your Freljord River, or even your own winter map. Imagine during a new season. The new map cosmetic is active for everyone. And afterwards, it enters the shop. So you really like Swain and want to hear him commenting on the progress of the battle, even if you feel like going on a mission as Katarina. Have you thought about the Swain announcer pack? Or you like to groove on the support vibes of Seraphine, who lets you know that it's okay that your top lane has gone 0-9, and recommend supporting the ADC who repeatedly pings you to end your life. Yeah, why is this still in here? And why am I even trying to help this game? You ran into the problem of not being able to implement Silco into the game because he was not combat champion. Maybe have him lounge next to the fountain in his office, commenting on the game. Darn, there are so many cool things. And it's always about champion skins. I just don't get it. And once Worlds hits, get your favorite casters into the Rift. You can even combine them to unlock the mighty Quadracast. And of course there are way more things which can be done, like executions and recalls. But before we move on, I want to take a look to visualize my point. This is the main thing you're monetizing, and you did around 1,700 of these monetizations. While it is only possible to use one of them during the game. Meanwhile, all of this is absolutely untouched. There's no way to acquire skins for all of those things. Of course, your tech needed to improve, but to be honest, we are now 15 years later. It is the year 2025. I'm pretty sure that by now you are able to make these changes. Do I say you need to reiterate your focus? No, definitely not. It is great that you focus on gameplay, but like I said, you miscalculated by shrinking your team and cutting your own stream of revenue by creating inferior products to sell. Now, I will let you in on a big mystery that might even turn your whole way of monetization around. Do you know what is currently happening in 2xKO? Yes, there is currently an actual lobby under development. It might look a bit crappy because I don't like the style, but have you ever thought about implementing something like this for the whole of your games? Do you know how attached players become to digital housing in MMOs? Have you ever considered making a Riot Games hub that will be refused with the client? Now let me show you the following project. I first got the idea when looking at TFT maps, and later that year playing some Hades. While playing the game, there is an actual progress system to develop your place, interact with NPCs, and have a, you might say, meta game. Of course you can reach your cap, but League is obviously a game that changes and develops over time. So what could you do with such a place? Let me enlighten you. First, you create a system to interact with your game, a promotional corner for what is going on in the actual game. You could interact with a character who gives you missions. You can over time even put your mini and lore games into that specific space. Imagine you would have had this at the success of Arcane. And all the Arcane fans could build their little Piltover suits or zone houses where their avatars run around and interact with characters from the show. The amount of money you could have made. Of course, a lot of this could be accomplished in the MMO, but this might still be several years in the making, and it would not affect League of Legends. You start off in the public lobby. The ranked corner celebrates the best players of the server, showing their avatars as holographic constellations in the sky. The corner shows the progression in form of a mountain. Moving to the random game mode corner, once a new game mode comes up, the corner transforms. A cheap solution is a banner that changes around, a more acquired taste would change some assets, like Ionian Trees for Blitz, Porous for Power King, Nico and Clutter for Prop Hunt, Noxian Arena assets for Arena, Swarm assets for Swarm, you get it. Aram can have a progression system, or be just a cozy corner with Poros and hot chocolate. Clash can of course change its banner depending on what Clash it is. Esports can have a changing corner, displaying standings, showcasing the current season or event, and after win, celebrating the win in the lobby, with showing the teams, banners, or for 1 year the trophy of the winner will be visible with the colors of the team. And by the way, what if there is a portal to a whole digital esports stadium, where you can watch the games in a digital environment that is connected to Twitch, where the chat has reactions to the effects on the crowd? Lastly, and that one is most interesting to the Riot executives, better promotion for your products. Show off the models inside the engine. Have the gacha champions, if you want to keep them, walk and stand there impressively and intimidating, as they are towards the common man savings. And of course, at the center is the current season's theme, in our case Noxus and the Black Rose, where you can show off reworks, the season music playing. Imagine a new season and suddenly the center of the hub is all Shurima. Man, I would love that to happen. And then you can seriously say this is League 2.0. But what about the personal hub? Imagine you want to pull from the gacha machine, or more realistically, check your collection. Well, the hub has two separate portals. The first leads into a different Riot Games lobby, your avatar changes, and you can play this game. The other portal leads to your own hub. You enter the foyer, there you have your central interaction place, where you can change the look of your hub and its caretaker, plus its skins for that matter. You have your missions board, and you can place certain trophies inside the foyer. There is a room for your ranked collection, where your skins are displayed, and another room is the main room. You can change the outside, the look of a Shurima, Noxus, Demacia, or Star Guardian City. Have cosmetics displayed, or just muse on a throne. There might be character companions, where you have to finish missions for them. For example, kill epic monsters for Olaf. And similar to Hades, you can gain affection with these characters. I mean, there are LoL pros who spend all their money on Genshin waifus. You can surely recreate that, instead of taking away free ways for players to gain skins. In there is the possibility to add a musician on a balcony. League already has Karthus and Seraphine, but if you add all the musician skins, you have content worth millions. You can place a statue of your favorite champion or skin, and paintings that are concept art of your games. Then comes the challenges room, where you can see the progress of your games, more and more coins laying around, more riches stored, and more carvings on the wall. symbolizing the achievements. The Aram Room, a room where you can see your personal best scores. See your stats, your most pentacles, your best champions, and most impressive achievements. Next up, the skin collection, a place where you can display skins, either mix and match your favorite skins or pose the whole crew of skins, unlocking special regalia. Or if you are an OTP, show off your entire Ezreal collection, unlocking Ezreal assets. Please exclude skins above the price of an ultimate skin to unlock the assets. The banners, by the way, can be used to augment banners in different rooms. And of course, if you just want to get into the game and don't want to walk around, you can still click the Open UI button and have the whole League experience just as clear or even cleaner as the current one. And so if you just want to get in, with a click, you're in the game. So even if all of this housing and lobby thing is nothing for you, you can pretty much experience League just the way you did all those years. But now, there is a great place where you can have interactive story moments or more immersive experiences. If I would be an executive for a company that says players first, I would make this priority, so that every new thing I push out afterwards feels like a new memorable moment and not just like a loveless bunch of skins. And beyond that, League is competing with games like Marvel Rivals, Superwife, and it becomes increasingly hard to stand besides the increasing rift of quality. And by the way, do I blame the artists? No. I blame the people who thought it was a good idea to lower the standard, outsource and fire the artists. This person or group of people should take a good look at Disney. I would love to work for Riot one day. So Riot, please change things around. We want the best for this company, for this forsaken game. We are passionate and I'm certain that there can still be an amazing world where Riot is a company to root for. But that is no world where taking away privileges players held for half a decade. And about the chests, I hope that this video gives you plenty of ideas how to improve revenue. You did it for gameplay, don't take another 3 years to get your monetization game together. You don't have to do everything at once, but do it for God's sake. And one last thought about the hextech chests. If you don't want to see your errors, fine. Then replace the system with something similar in worth and randomness. It was a good system to give players some randomized loot that they could work towards, that would rather unlikely hit the things they actually want, but still lets them end up with something nice. As long as it's no damn emote, of which there are over 700 now. A game is like a friend. If you get things, you give things back. If they are high quality products, you are happy to invest in them. Thank you for everyone who watched this unusual content. I will now return to working on the Talon rework. This was Artis, and I'll see you in the next video.